Hey guys, welcome to the most awaited Agentic AI Developer Course. My name is Prashant, working as a lead Gen AI developer. I do have 15 years of software industry experience. I currently working in RBC, Royal Bank of Canada. Let's try to understand what is AI agents. Of course, this AI agent is a tiny topic as part of our roadmap, which comes under Agentic Architect module. Here, we'll be discussing about many topics related to agentic AI, which is one of the topic is AI agent. Let's try to understand what is AI agent. Before getting into AI agent, let's take an example as I'm a software engineer. Like I do have particular prior knowledge as per my resume, right? I do know Python, SQL, MS Office, and I do have certain abilities to perform like reasoning, problem solving, and I'm a quick learner. And I do have a certain goals to achieve. As a software engineer, I do have certain tasks. I need to build certain chatbots. I need to build certain software applications. So people will call me as a software engineer or software agent, a computational person who understands the environment. That means I'm working in a software company and I need to understand about the requirement in order to build a product, right? And I need to be in a situation to make certain decisions based on the environment. And I need to take particular actions in order to achieve my goal by using my prior knowledge and abilities. And it's a continuous feedback loop, right? So I will be completing my project and I will be submitting to the manager where he will be reviewing, he will be providing me the review comments, and then I will be reworking on that review comments and I will be delivering the product. I hope you understand what is software agent I mean. Like it's a software engineer, it's a normal software person, right? If I want to replace a manual activity near human, then I need to replace with a particular AI, right? So that is what AI agent means. I just replace the word person and software with an AI. Basically, AI agent is a computational agent who understands the environments, make decisions, actions to achieve the goals with the help of prior knowledge abilities in continuous feedback loop. Exactly similar to human activities. I'm not saying like it is replacing human. I'm saying like certain activities of a human we can achieve with the help of AI agent. Let's understand this theoretical concept in practically. In order to go with an example, it needs a particular environment in our system. I'm not getting into how to set up this environment in your system because that is part of the course where I will be going through each tiny step way in order to have your installations set up in your system so that you can write the code. You'll have the freedom to write a code to achieve the things. So where I will be needing a Python, PyCharm, Llama has to be installed in your system because LLM, the open source LLM, which you can install in your system, you can prompt it and you can get the response. And certain modules we need to install and Llama like PyAudio, PyTTX, so these are modules you need to have it. Of course, everything I will be step by step, I will be explaining you why we need these modules and what is the purpose and why we need these things to build an AI agent. Let's get into the example. In order to start with this example, there is certain prerequisites are there. Like we need to set up the environment, the IDE, PyCharm, and installation of the Python, installation of the virtual environment, and installation of certain predefined modules. Those everything will be discussing in detail in the course, step by step installation. Everything setup will be doing all along together. Right now, we'll try to understand, we'll focus on understanding about AI agent. So I do have a project and I'm just creating a new Python file and let me name it as AI agent. Let's try to understand the use case. Let's suppose that there is a customer who is having a car. He has some trouble in the car. So basically, he will be calling the customer care of that car company, right? So when he call to the customer care, the call will go to the receptionist, who will understand the question and will redirect to particular department. Let's assume like sales department, service department. So based on the query, the receptionist will divert the call to the respective department, and that another the customer service agent will take that query and will respond with the particular solution to the customer. This is the life cycle of the customer care service, right? In this example, we are trying to replicate the customer service agent. So let's try to put down what are the tasks of the customer service agent. The first time when I call, it will be go to reception, right? So the task for the receptionist is to redirect based on the query I have, redirect the call to particular department. Let's try to understand the second task. Once it is redirected, then the particular department customer care service agent will respond to our query. So basically, he, customer service agent, will respond with solution, right? So these are the two tasks. Now let's try to replicate this with the help of AI agent. Now replicate this task with the help of AI agent. How the application has to work. Let's understand that as well. Like what will be the input and what will be the output. What we are trying to achieve. Input. It's the query is the input, right? I'm the customer query. Let's write an example. There will be multiple scenarios. Let's try to understand scenario by scenario. So let's take scenario one where the input will be customer query. If I take an example like my car alignment is not proper, kindly suggest what I can do. So with this input, by the task one, what the program has to do, like it has to redirect to the particular department. Basically, if I talk about a car company, so based on this query, the customer service agent has to redirect to service department. If I talk about car company, like there will be two departments mainly, service department and sales department, right? So I will customer service agent should redirect to service department. Task two is simple, like the respective customer service agent will respond with solution, right? So output will be solution of the problem. Let's see the scenario 2. I will, and the customer query will be, I am looking to buy a new car and confused between sedan or SUV. Then customer service agent should redirect to sales department. Next, the sales department customer agent will respond with solution of the problem. So these are the major two scenarios, what I can say. And now quickly let's try to implement the whole stuff programmatically. Before we start, we need to have an LLM which can respond to our queries, right? So let's write the method which can use in order to get the response from the LLM. Let me write a function for that. So as part of this Agentic AI course, this course is like we'll be teaching from the scratch. So definitely we'll be covering Python in the first step of our roadmap. So that will be helpful for you guys to start with Python programming. For now, I will focus on learning the topic which we are discussing, AI agent. For now, so I'm writing a method. Basically, what this method duty is, it will take the question and respond with answer. That is a simple task it will do. So take the question. So it has to take the question as an input. So let me call it as prompt, the variable name, and it has to respond. In order to do this LLM, I would like to use Llama. So for that, I will import certain modules from Llama. About all this stuff, right? We'll be discussing during the course. Like what is chat response and chat, right? So now I need to send the prompt and receive the response. So with the help of Llama, I will be prompting and will be getting the response. So let me take as a variable response and I will use this chat response type, and chat method is the method which in order to communicate with the LLM. And along with the prompt, I need to specify which model I need to communicate with. Here I'm using Llama 3.2 latest, and I need to pass messages. Basically, now we need in order to talk to LLM, we need to have maze two variables. So one is role, and for now I'll just give as a user as role. Role means like how the llama has to respond to us. So and content, what is the question basically. So here we are getting the prompt as the question, right? So that's why I'm doing this, and let's print the response. So response will be getting in JSON format, and in that JSON we'll have message, and in that message we'll have content. This is the response that it's gonna be giving, and I will return the same stuff. I will put in equal to, and that way I can reuse it. This will be the response and returning the response. So I'm returning the response. So let's try to run this first and check our first step, whether we are able to achieve something out of it or not. So in order to call, like I will be running as a main thing, so I will use main and try to quickly check who are you? Let's try to run it. For our input prompt, who are you? We are receiving a response from Llama as I'm an artificial intelligence model known as Llama. This is our first step in achieving a response from LLM. Now we have a method which will take an input prompt and respond with the answer. Okay, now coming to our project. So what we need to do is, so we need to have a couple of agents. One agent will redirect based on the question, and other agent will be who will be providing the answer, right? So let's try to understand now. So there is first agent which is we redirecting to a particular department, right? So I will call it as a receptionist agent. So I will write a method as def receptionist agent. So it's like you can assume as it's a receptionist who is sitting there to listen to our query and to redirect to the particular department. So for this, she will get a query, right? She or he. So we need to provide that query to get particular category, right? So category, in our case, it's sales or service department, right? So let me, instead of category, let me take department name. So department name which holds whether it is a sales or service. Let's assume the query will be, so now I was just demonstrating you by sending this. Now I will be sending the question, right? First I need to take the input from the user, what is this query, right? So let's use Python input method. So it is what is the query, right? So let me type as you, that means it's our question, and that will be the query. And this query I need to pass to this method, receptionist agent. So I'm getting a query from the user, I'm passing it to receptionist agent. What it is gonna return to me is department name, right? Department name. So it should return department name. That way I will be able to get it. Yeah. So the call has come and taken input from the user and passing to receptionist agent method. There is no LLM till now. Once the query received, here with the help of Llama LLM, I need to define the category. Either it is a sales or service. So I need to provide an instruction, right, to LLM that how it has to behave. So let me write as a prompt, okay, agent selector. As a prompt, what I will write, You are a tool selector for a car company. Car company AI agent. Given a user's question. So reply with exactly one of these tools only, right? What is the tools? So first tool is service. If the question involves the question related to the car service. So now in general, like a car service means will have the keywords, right? Service, appointment, oil change, brakes, engine, alignment, and so on. If the question related to the car service, service appointment. So these topics, if any customer is talking any of this topic, then it is going to be returning as a service. And sales. If the call sales, example sales or price or availability, because we'll be calling whether the model is available or not. Test drive, financing, delivery, and so on. And if nothing is relevant, then just written as LLM. If the question needs a general AI response or conversation, well, let provide a note to the LLM that just reply with only one word. Service or sales or LLM. So this is the instruction, it's a prompt which I'm giving to LLM. So let me create the prompt. So the prompt will be this agent selector is a prompt, right? Along with this, I need to provide the user query. And let me add a new line so that new line, and then I let me pass as user query. This agent sector also is agent selector, yeah. So along with this prompt, I'm passing a user query also. That way the LLM will be able to understand the context what it has to provide, and we are sending the user query. Then this has to pass, this prompt is ready. Now I need to pass this to LLM to get a response. So I do have a method already, right? So which will return me the response. So I will just call this LLM with the prompt. So that's it. The first agent is ready. So basically it will take the query, and based on the instructions it will work, and it will provide me with a particular response like service sales LLM. Let me try to run this. It is asking the input now. So we'll be giving input as planning to buy a new vehicle. Kindly suggest me either sedan or SUV. I have given the query, and now the query will be passed to the LLM request along with the agent selector query. My expectation is I need to be getting a particular response. Either it can be service or sales or LLM. Let's see what it is going to give us. It has provided me the output saying that it's sales. That means based on the question, it is able to understand which category and able to respond with the particular category. With this, we are able to replicate one of the agent where the task one is done. So we are able to retrieve which category it belongs to. Now, based on this category, we need to provide the solution as well, right? We just got the query and we are able to identify the category. Now, next step is we need to call a particular agent which can respond to this question, right? So we got the category and of course we can print it like a department name. So based on the department, if department name is equal to service, I will be having a service prompt, or let me define as a prompt only. Prompt department sales, then I will be having another prompt. If it is LLM, I will have another prompt. Then what I will do is I will call ask LLM with the prompt which has been defined here, right? And which gonna be responding, which gonna be providing me the response, and that response I will be printing to show you the result, final result. So the framework is done. Of course, we need to fill it up with some details. So yeah, if it is service department, then we need to provide a prompt. So the prompt is going to be like basically he has some problem, some issue in the car, and I need to provide it within response. So let me write as let me write like a you are a car service agent. Greet the user with warm welcome. Let me add more, okay? You are a intelligent automotive job is to provide accurate, friendly, and helpful information about services. Whereas the user query is, so we do have the query, user query, which I can pass it to here. So this has to be taken as a dynamic input. So that's what I'm providing. And similar prompt I need to have for sales department. So whatever we are doing is all about a prompt engineering. How best we articulate our prompt, that is the best output we're gonna be achieving it. Okay. So automotive sales agent. Your job is to accurate, friendly, and helpful information about car sales. Where the user query is this. As it is sales, we need to be more dignified. So let's put some more extra prompt as keep your response that guide customers through the buying process. Promoting trust for the brand. Okay, so this is the sales prompt, and LLM, I don't need to provide anything extra. Let me give us query only, so that LLM will respond to the query. Let's try to run this program now. So basically what we have done is first we got the department name, and based on the department name we are defining the prompt accordingly, and that prompt we are sending to LLM to get the response. There are two calls to LLM. One is to identify the department, second is to getting the solution. Right, let me. It has found out the same department name as the sales, and now it has defined the prompt, and now it is sending it to LLM to get the response. So we have received the response as that welcome to our dealership. I'm thrilled to help you find a dream ride. My name is Alex, and I will be your dedicated sales agent today. If you see that it is more realistic as human, right? How it is understanding the question and able to respond based on our prompt. We have informed LLM that it has to be polite and friendly, and also we need to welcome the user. So it is following all the prompt instructions. So primarily daily commutes, road trips. So it is giving more accurate suggestions for a user to decide and in order to make his decision, right? This is almost like human, right? Near to human, I can say. So within a short span of time, right? Nothing much code I have written here. It's all LLM calls and the prompts. That is what it is written. Like the people who can understand English, they will be able to understand this complete code. Within half an hour, I'm able to replicate the car service receptionist and also the agent who respond to the provide us the solution. It works similar for service or sales, right? Of course, I'm not saying this is the way to get it, or there will be better way, of course. So my intention here is to showcase how AI agents works, right? So in my example, how we have replaced the software engineer here, we are trying to replicate how the car service will be there, and how the customer service agent is gonna respond to the user, right? Of course we can enrich this thing with the voice. That is not much important, but I can say this is like a smaller understanding program which to illustrate AI agents. In our daily classrooms, right, in the course, we'll be enriching the more functionalities and we'll be understanding more about AI agents. There are many concepts. This is the concise explanation about AI agent. And going ahead, and also as part of our course, like we'll be having at every session we'll come up with a slide of watchwords. So basically like what and all technical words we have used in the entire course. So this will help you to not only know what and all technical terms we have learned, and also it will help you to revise. So basically you no need to go back to the video again and need to spend an hour of time to revise those things. You can just go through the slide, and the keyword by keyword you need to remember, close your eyes and make like you can remember what the instructor has been explained to you, and if you are able to recall that, then it is perfectly fine. If not, you can go back to the video for that particular word, and you can understand a little bit more, right? And also as part of the course, like I will be interested to introduce you the interview questions. So this is how it gonna be like. Of course, we haven't covered all the concepts of AI agent, but whatever the concept I have covered, let's try to see whether you guys able to answer these questions or not. What is the primary function of an AI agent? Whether to compile code, to interact with users via GUI, to precise, to pursue its environment and take actions, to store data in a database. Of course, we have written a code to execute. The job of the code and execution, it's all in Python. It is not about AI agent, right? Coming to the option B, to interact with users via GUI. Of course, we haven't built any graphical user interface in order to achieve our thing. It's all we have used in terminal. So AI agent we can run anywhere, either in a terminal or console or GUI, anywhere. It is not the platform for the user interaction, right? So A and B is not the answer. Let's talk about D, to store data in database. To store in data into database, there are other modules like SQL Alchemy and PsychoPG. As per the database, we'll be using different modules. And A agent is not about that purpose, right? Basically, to pursue its environment, understand the environment, and take actions. That is how the example also has been shown, right? So it is able to understand who is that AI agent, and by understanding the query, by understanding the environment, right? It has responded with a particular response. It has taken actions, right? So C is the correct answer. So the next question is, an intelligent agent must be able to. What is the capability of AI agent? Option A, like only follow commands. So follow commands means nothing but it's a programmatic explanation, right? We write programs to make the computer understand, and that's the commands to computer what to do. But AI agent concept is not related to programmatic, right? Python is the Python programming language which we use. So option A is not the right answer. Option B, work only when connected to the internet. So with the example which I have used, Llama, which is running in my local system, it doesn't need internet. I am not configured any APIs to contact, right? So option B is also not the right answer. Option D, translate text. Even in my use case, I haven't used to translate any text, right? It is just question and answers, and where A agent is helping out to achieve that. So option C is make decisions to achieve goals. We had a goal in our use case to answer to the user, and it has taken a decision whether to direct to sales department or service department, right? So option C is the right answer based on our understanding throughout the session, right? The next question is, an AI agent should act. Option A, like randomly. So basically, we are not expecting something random output, right? It is not a lottery, or it is not a game where we pick the random things. It has to be like almost near to the expected scenario, right? We are expecting to divert to service department or sales department. So it has to be almost near to that, right? So it is not random, always the same. Basically, as I was saying, like it is almost near, that means it is not exact output. It is not rule based stuff. It is like a descriptive based and a prompt based thing. There can be certain mistakes always. So it is not always the same output we receive. Every time we may be receiving different kind of outputs. Maybe the context will be same, but a different kind of outputs. So option B is not the right answer. Option D, with no plan. We had a plan in AI agent, right? Based on our the prior knowledge and understanding environment, achieving the goal is the main thing, right? To maximize performance, option C. That's the right answer. Basically, we are trying to improvise the user experience, and also the things what we have achieved in our example is like it clearly illustrates that it is for to maximize the performance. We can achieve the same thing what we have done with AI agents with programmatic approach as well, but with less number of codes, and with more productive, proactive, and more human friendly way we are able to achieve the response, right? So that is to improvise the performance. That is what this question meant for. A multi-agent system involves. So we had in our example also we had a couple of agents, right? One agent to decide which department, another agent to respond to particular query. So option A, one agent operating in isolation. So question itself is saying multi-agent. It's more than one agent, right? Option A is not the right answer. Option B, only human and AI interaction. If I'm talking about multi-agent system, right, it is not only human and AI, right? In our example also we are using multiple agents, right? Option D, only chat-based agents. It is not only chat-based, so you understand, right? So the input which I have given in the even the use case which you have implemented, The finally I'm getting the final answer, final response. In between, one AI agent passing the output to other AI agent, right? So multiple agents interacting with each other is called multi-agent system involves, right? To be crisp about AI agent as a systems that can plan autonomously and take actions to meet goals. I hope you understand this session and you liked it. My name is Prashant and I'm the trainer of Agentic AI Developer Course. Signing off. Thank you.